Hey, it's Thea Daniels with R.A.W.Vlogcast, where we keep it real. We talk with authentic people who are willing to share their passion. Tonight, I am here with Andy Galeon of Blind Illusion.
What's up?
And we are at
Phoenix Theater.
The Phoenix Theater.
Skitzo's 40th anniversary show.
God, heavy metal, 40 years of heavy metal.
Great.
Oh my God, I am having so much fun.
Oh, great.
You guys have been a blast, just going on, coming off, going back on, coming off, playing, having a good time with each other. So tell me, how did you get started? When did you get started? How old were you?
I got started in 1982. I was 9 years old. I wanted to play drums because, well, my mom is the real musician in the family.
Yay, Mom!
She is accomplished pianist, plays marimba and opera singing. Like, she's just can read music, and I can kind of read. You know, I can figure out the transcriptions, but she was just like on site, can read it and play it. So I would always hear piano lessons every morning when I was hungover and underage. But so it just sunk into my head. But you know, my cousin Rob was like, he started playing guitar when he was like 13 and was like, you should play drums so we could start a band. And then I was like,
that's a good idea.
All right. And then he's like, here, listen to this. And it was like, we were already into Kiss, and we would pretend we were playing Kiss songs every like Christmas, like for the parents, like pretend we're playing gigs.
Did you wear the makeup and all that too?
Yeah. It took me, we loved it. My first concert was 1979, Kiss Dynasty, so I loved it. Even though everyone says, that's the disco album, I didn't care. They still had the makeup on. Right,
they were like the forefathers of absolute fun and craziness on stage.
Yeah, like I was telling my buddy over here, it's like all like Sabbath, Zeppelin, all our heroes, they said the Beatles were the ones that got them in, but like for our generation it was Kiss. And Rob was like, here, learn this, it's Rush 2112, and I was like, what's the count? And he's just like, just figure it out. And then, you know, we just started trying to play really hard stuff right away, like old Scorpions, old Maiden, old Judas Priest, old Rainbow, all like classic stuff. And I don't know, I just love music, and I knew I wanted to be a drummer. I had the energy, but I also didn't have the attention span for school. So I really just, I mean, I don't recommend it, but I just put all my eggs in the basket for drums because I just love it so much. But you know, you don't have to do that in order to play an instrument, because I teach drums now at the Napa School of Music, and I just love it. But if you want to, like, you know, I mean, everyone's dream is different, and we wanted to be a band, we wanted to tour, we wanted to make records, and, you know, luckily
you've done that.
We were able to do that, and I love it.
How long have you been doing that? And tell us who else you had played with.
Well, being from the San Francisco Bay Area, it was like we were playing like metal, like Scorpions and Iron Maiden. But our friend Bob Gamber, he owned a record store in Walnut Creek called Record Exchange, and one day he just called us up and said, "Hey, he calls us the Death Kids. Hey, Death Kids, you got to come down and check out this meet and greet." And it was Metallica and Armored Saint during the Kill 'Em All album for Metallica, and like Cause for Alarm EP for Armored Saint. So we lined up, and we were like way at the end of the line.
Okay.
And at the very, very end, we walked in, and it was all five, because we're all cousins. So 5 cousins, all underage. And we just walk in, and they're just looking at us. They just start laughing, and we're like, "We're a band," and they're like, "Oh, really?" And we're like, "Yeah, we got autographs. It was great." And then we saw them at the Stone and at the Keystone Berkeley. And we had seen Exodus and we were just like, they were so ahead of their time that we couldn't understand it, because it was like musically they were ahead of their time. But when we saw Metallica the next weekend, because we'd always practice on the weekends, every weekend, the next weekend we sped up all our songs. We started writing new songs, and then we got to open for Exodus at the Stone. Then we got to open for Megadeth and Exciter. We opened for Slayer early on when we were just a 4-piece before Mark joined, but Mark was there. It was Slayer, Hyrax, and us in Monterey in like '83, and there was like nobody there, but they were on the Show No Mercy stuff. And then when they came up to the Bay Area on Show No Mercy, they still had the makeup, and like the Slay team, which is Toby Rage, Andy Anderson, they were all flipping them off and spitting on them, like fucking makeup, blah blah blah. But when they would play their songs, Black Magic and all that stuff, then we'd start thrashing. But then when they would stop, they're like, fuck your makeup on it. So the next time they came up, no makeup, they played with Exodus. And it was just like, they were our, they were totally Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth. And then when Anthrax came over, but it was Exodus, and it was like, that was the thrash metal. Like, that was the first wave. And then it was like Testament, Forbidden, Violence, Heathen, and us, Death Angel, and like...
Oh, Death Angel. That's right. That
was my first band.
And you got to tour around the world.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah.
Yeah, that is a pretty
so great
lucky thing. And now you're teaching it to the kids and or adults, or
both kids and adults. Yep.
You know Metallica's going to be at Bottle Rock, right?
Yeah. I'm going.
I'll see you there.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm going to be doing the hand drum.
Just way too heavy.
Hand drum thing for Bottle Rock.
Oh, am I doing it? Okay.
Wait, no, I'll do it because I'm going to bring my backpack. Yeah. Are you back here now?
I'm not.
Okay, I'll go out there. Okay, I'll put this in.
Sorry. It's heavy for my arm.
No, it's fine.
Just behind the scenes at a
You got it?
heavy metal concert. Way it is.
You got to wear a lot of hats. You got to be flexible. You got to be disciplined, and you got to be diligent. Like, and you can't let anyone like kind of like take you away from your goals. Like, just like anything in life, you got to be persistent, and you have to persevere, because there's a lot of obstacles, and there's a lot of people. Like, when we were young, we're the youngest guys like in the thrash scene. We opened for Blind Illusion, actually. Like, Death Angel did like a bunch of times, like, and we would watch Mark like just ripping, and we're like, I know the riffs that we kind of emulated on Ultraviolence that was from the Sane Asylum, because we watched them a lot, and we learned. You got to learn. Like Jimi Hendrix said, every time he watches a band, even though that you don't like the music or this or that, you can find something good and use an idea for you to express your craft. And you got to find inspiration in the darkest places, and you have to turn the negatives into positives all the time, because there's too much negativity there. It's too much assholes out there, so don't be an asshole. You got to be good, you got to be positive, and you don't got to be a monk or like goody two-shoes or whatever, but you got to read books, you got to be smart, and you got to watch your business and the royalties and your merchandise, dude, because I hate attorneys, but sometimes you got to have attorneys in your corner.
That's their job.
Yep, you got to, because people will take the money right out of your pocket. Yep.
Yeah, they're always out there.
Yep,
So
sharks.
we need people that are good people.
Yeah.
A lot of good people here tonight.
Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta, that's why we're all here, because, it is.
Celebrating the good stuff.
Yes.
So a quick story. Fun story. Something that pops out at you.
fun story.
or
Okay.
crazy story?
Oh my gosh. There's a lot.
I bet there
There's
is.
so many.
Yeah.
But well, one good one I like because there's a lot of fallen soldiers in the metal scene. We in the 80s especially, because if you survive the 80s, we partied really hard, and
Yes,
we didn't know, like, we didn't think about like tomorrow kind of, and we didn't have the long view on it, and we were just experiencing the moment and having fun with everyone at the moment. And like I said with the Kabuki show, we got there early. It was like on a Wednesday and Thursday, so we just cut school. We didn't go, and we just went straight to the Japantown, which is in San Francisco, like Geary Street, and we went there early. We were just hanging out, and then we see the denim-clad Cliff Burton walking down the street, and we're just like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I know Cliff is the reason why we got those 2 shows at the Kabuki. He goes, "Hey man, check out our stage show," and I was like, "What?" So it was Dennis and I believe for sure were there, and he just walks us in the front door. We go up the escalator, and we're walking in. They're setting up their whole show. They had the big banner with the Ride the Lightning with the lightning on the silver on the logo, and on each side of the PA speakers there was a scrim with the Jump in the Fire demon facing each right and left. And he's like, "Check this out, we just got this." And they had all Marshall stacks, and he had brand new Mesa Boogie stacks there, and we were just like, wow, like, holy shit.
You're in your element.
And I mean, we were just open. We didn't we had, our parents just bought us gear. I think Rob and Gus were renting Marshalls from this dude, this old school, like, metal dude that was renting, like, Marshall stacks. Dude, we were so stoked. We went backstage. We were like, "Oh, this is rad!" And then the crews they wheel in a keg, and I was like, "Oh, Armored Saints room's down that way," and he's like, "Oh no, this is for you guys. Every band gets its own keg," and we're like, "Really?" And we're like, all under it. They gave us that. They gave us like all this beer, all this water. They gave us a bullet with some blow and this and that. It was just like, and they also gave us the glow in the dark single vinyl of Fade to Black. And they were like, some DJ in New Jersey starting to play this, because they didn't put that song out as a single. They're just like, some DJ in Jersey's playing this song. So here, you guys, they gave us all the glow in the dark fucking vinyl. And I still have it till this day. And it was like, it was. I'll never sell it. I'm gonna give it to my daughters, and they can do whatever they want with it. But it's like priceless to me. Like there's so many stories of like Gary Holt doing kind things to us, helping us, getting us gigs. Frickin' Dave Lombardo, one time he broke his stand when we were at the Stone, and he's like, "You use Tama, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can I borrow one of your stands because mine broke?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He borrowed it. Their crew ended up taking it with them because they were on the road. I swear to God, the next time we opened for them, he's like, oh, remember that stand that I borrowed from you? I was like, yeah. And he gave me a check, a metal blade, paid me for that stand like the next year. And I was like, wow. I think that was the first check I ever got from music. And it was just like, Dave Lombardo paid, like, this is crazy. Like, and Lemmy, I swear to God, Lemmy, he was never afraid to take he was like Ozzy. He wasn't afraid to take the new young guns on tour with them, even though, you know, whatever, they had like some juice and this and that. He would take all the young guys and
help them
I
out.
love him. Yep, I respect him so much.
Listen to this guy. He's just going on and the passion's oozing out of you.
Yeah.
And now you teach.
Yep.
And so how can we follow you and find out what you're doing when you're playing and maybe learn a lesson or two?
At Andy Galeon on Instagram, where I play with Blind Illusion. We have Instagram too, official Blind Illusion, and Wrath of the Gods, the new record, is coming out in July on Hammerheart Records, a Dutch label, and we're gonna be playing a festival in September in Germany. We're playing all these shows around California.
Okay, great.
I also play with the Butlers SF. It's a 70s covers. And it's so much fun. Thin Lizzy, David Bowie, Def Leppard, all these bands. Then I fill in for JJ Savage, some like guitar wizards, some young dudes, like kind of like a Zakk Wylde-ish guy.
So there's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And the Billy Steelers. We just did a benefit for Billy Steele, who was a local metal DJ. He would play all the bands, like all the metal bands on his on the Metal Zone. He was the original Metal Zone guy. He just passed away this year. We did a benefit for him. It was the reception from his funeral, but we're gonna play a show. I heard like in the fall, and it has Craig LaCicero of Forbidden, Dress the Dead, Boneless Ones, Chris Contos, Machine Head, Boneless Ones, Steve Smythe of Nevermore and Forbidden, Dylan, who's the original Union Jack and the Rippers, all metal tribute band, and it has Craig Bearhorst of Ruffians and the Butlers, that stuff, Tom Gears and Doug Piercy of Blind Illusion, like all these guys, like all-star metal, and it's a small world. We all know each other, and you gotta respect each other. You gotta be nice to each other. I mean, you know, because
there's always you're gonna play with each other.
There's always assholes, but you know, you just have to overlook that stuff, and you have to get over it, because sometimes it's just people are going through a rough time in their lives, you know, and it's not easy playing music, and but you know, if you just keep at it and you practice, and you gotta practice a lot, and it's all about, like, I always look at it like, because I'm a basketball nut, so the Warriors, go Warriors,
yes.
And it's like you gotta practice when no one's looking, because when it's game time, those threes are gonna go down, and the fills and the guitar licks are gonna be smooth. So you gotta practice hard when no one's looking, and you know, that's how it is. And
that's good wisdom.
Yeah, I just love
practice hard when no one's looking. So do I get to share you with the world? Because you shared a whole bunch of good stuff with us.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this, put this out there on Facebook, YouTube,
Thank
Instagram.
you. I'm not on Facebook, but I'm on Instagram.
We'll find him on
I know
Instagram.
he owns it.
Yeah. All right, hey.
Necessary Evil.
I'm learning this. I always do this because it's always about the peace.
Metal.
Thank you.